JavaScript customization. So, any of us know why we are going for customization?
For client's requirement.
Okay. So yes, for client requirement and within out-of-box feature, if we can't achieve the result means we will go for customization. Okay. So JavaScript customization is the way to interact with entity forms by using JavaScript that is executed for events that occur on the form. Okay. So the frequent tasks performed by using JavaScript are data validation, automation, process enhancement, and enforcement. Okay, this is the frequent task we are performing by using JavaScript. So I will show you what are the form events available in JavaScript in Dynamic 365 CRM. Just click on the form properties. So in event handler, you can see the what are the events available for form control. So form control, the events are onload and onsave. What does onload means? This event occurs when the form is loaded. Okay, so it is used to prepare the data for use. Okay, on save means on save event occurs when a form is saved. It occurs in the following scenarios. What are the scenarios means when the user clicks on the save button or the code execute that page dot data dot entity. So save method even when there is no changed data to be saved, and the user navigates away from the page, and if there is unsaved data to be saved, that time we are using the on save events. And when auto save is enabled and 30 seconds is after the data has been changed and there is unsaved data on the form, that time we will use the on save events. Okay, so what are the events available for fields means? So for fields only on change event. So it is available for every field. You can see all the fields in the account form. So the on change event is available for every field. Okay. So it requires two conditions. What are the conditions means the data in the field must change or the field must lose the focus. Okay. There is a only exception is for two options, that is the Boolean field. It occurs immediately when the value is changed without requiring to lose the focus. It does not occur in the field programmatically using the set value method. It can be used in the code to trigger on change event instead of fire on change. Okay. So for tab, there may be a tab state change. What is it occurs when the tab is expanded or collapsed. And then another one is on ready state complete event. It is fired when the contents of an iframe have completed the loading. So these are the events in the JavaScript for Dynamic 365 CRM. So for form, only onload and onsave event. So we are going to write the function only in the onload and onsave events. And for tabs, you can see the tab state change event. For fields, you can see the event on change event. Okay. So these are the event handlers in Dynamic 365 CRM. Okay. So I have written on web resources. So how we will write the web resources means that the JavaScript are called as JavaScript, HTML, CSS are called as web resources in Dynamic 365 CRM. Okay. So in default solution, you can see the different types of web resources. If you click on the web resources in default solution means you can see the typers. If you applying some filters, you can see that web page, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, XML, images, and XAP, XSL, ICO format, string. These are all the web resources in Dynamic 365 CRM. So when we are going to write the JavaScript function means for you have to save it on your web resources. So you have to click the new web resources. Okay. So once you click the new means you have to give the name as test.js. So display name you can give us anything. So here the type is you are going to write the type JavaScript. So in the if you then language is English. So if you click the text editor, you can write the code here itself, or otherwise you can upload the JavaScript file from here. Okay. So in any of the thing you can use. So in the text editor, you can write the code here. Okay. So I have already written on JavaScript web resources. So, so I write the function that is function name execution context. What does execution context means? It represents the execution context for an event in model driven apps, forms and the grids. Okay, so it defines the event context in which your code executes. So the execution context is passed when an event occurs on your form or grid, which you can use it in your event handler to perform various tasks. That is the execution context. You should pass it as the parameter in JavaScript function. So what is next? The next line is also function name, and then parameter. Okay. So the next one is where form context is equal to execution context dot get form context. So what does form context means? It provides a reference to a form or item on the form against which the current code executes. Okay. So in which form you're going to um, work in which form your code executes, that all the details will come in the form context. Okay, so you have to, this is the syntax, that is where form context is equal to, you have to get the execution dot get form context in the form context. So if you want to get the value of your account name, so account name is, you can see it in the front end. So this is the account name. You can see. Okay. So the account name is a text type field or a string. Okay. So how you can get the value means, that is you have to assign a variable. So and then form context dot, these are at the client API reference in Dynamic 365 CRM. I will send you the link for uh, client API reference. Okay. So just to go through it. So you have to uh, give it as form context dot get attribute. Here you have to pass the that is the logical name of the field. Okay, that is name is the logical name for the account name. Okay, then you have to get the value. So so if you want to set some value means you have to, here you have to give it as set value. So again, you are going to set some value for facts field. Okay, that is form context dot get attribute. Here the facts logical name, and then you have to set the value as 1 2 3 4, something like that. Then you have to show some alert message. Okay, so once I finish the function coding means click OK, then save it and publish all customization. After that, after that in from properties you have to add the library. So you have to add that, already I have added there. So you have to search that uh, web resources and click add. Once you add the field means, so once you add the library means it will come as it is. Okay, then you have to give the control and the event. So control and the event. So once when the form is loaded, I have to add my library. Okay, so that time you have to click add and you have to give the function name, and you have to check the pass execute and context as first parameter. If you don't check out means it will give some error. So you have to, you must select this parameter, that is pass execution context as first parameter. Okay. So once you click OK, don't save publish and publish all customization. Then so while you refreshing it, so I have written the code for form on road event. So okay, once the form is loaded means that JavaScript get code get executed, then it will display us. So here the welcome with my account name. So account name is here Selvi. Then click OK means you can see that account name got populated in the alert message. Okay. So if we want to see some other report means you can see that here welcome KTS because the account name is KTS. Okay. Then how you will debug your function means you can use the developer tool. So once you press F12, so if just press F12 and Control P. Okay. So I have to search my web resources. So my web resource is test underscore sample. So you can see my files here. So if you want to set some breakpoints means you have to click this. Okay. So after that, if you trigger the event means it will hit the breakpoint. So you can see that breakpoints got triggered. Okay. So once then you have to press F10 for every line of code. Okay. For function F11. So in the form context, it will get all the events your code going to execute for and form, then account name. So you can see when you mouse over the account name means you can see that account name is Selvi here. So it get the values in account name variable. Okay. So other after that this line will get executed. So it set the values for fax field, then alert message will got executed. Okay. So you can see that account name is Selvi is passed in that alert message. So after that you press F10 or so it will stop debugging. Then you can see the results. Okay. So this is the way you have to debug your JavaScript. So I will send the uh, reference for debugging in JavaScript also. I will send you the link. Okay. Just go through it. If you have any doubts, please ping us. Okay. Kamal will show the demo for how you will you have to get the value for a string field, that is the text type of field, and how you are going to set the value for text type of field, and for whole number and option set, and for lookup value. He will show the demo.
Hi team, let me share my screen. Is my screen visible now?
Yes.
Okay. I have a web resource, get set values in the form of custom form. And I added it in the form properties, the library and function here, and the onload event. Now get into the coding part. So get the form context. First, we see that the number field. We have to use the logical name for all the fields. To get the field, you have to use the function get attribute with the logical name in the. Then
Tamil, sorry to interrupt.
Okay.
Hello.
Yes. Yes, Kirti.
Yeah. In line 6, you mentioned that we have to give the logical name of the field, right?
Yes.
In line 6. Yeah.
Yes.
Logical means whatever the column name we give, whatever the column
No.
name we create or something. That one.
No, Kirti. I'll show you 1 minute. Here, the name, right?
This is the logical name
Yeah.
for your
Yeah.
field.
Yes.
So
Okay.
you have to
You
give that.
can't. You
Okay.
can't edit it. So once you give,
Okay.
it's
The
give.
name.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
That's
You can
why
edit
on
this.
the
Okay.
on
Got
the
it.
day I have told just to give that
Yes. Yes. With
small case. Okay.
prefix.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I got it. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I'm clear. Thank you.
Okay. Or get the value of the field. You have to give the function get value. I have updated my web resource. Save and publish. Now you can see the number here because I gave the number as 1. While on load, the alert pops up with the number. So then you want to how to set the value for the number. So I gave it as 2. For setting the value, you have to set value and with the attribute. So I gave. So I'm getting the attribute in the another variable and use that get value for.
So,
Sorry.
team, either you can assign a variable to the attribute, or either you can give it as a single line. That is form content dot get attribute dot get value. But the recommended step is what Tamil is showing. Okay.
Yes. Okay. This is how we set the value.
So for your learning purpose, just you can give it a it in a single line and you can learn. So if you go for if you are working on your project means the recommended solution is for Tamil. So
Take some time to publish. Now you see the number got to right. Are you guys any questions regarding the number field?
So, Tamal, you can go for next data type.
Okay. Uh, let's move on to the text field. So same as the number field, yes, we got that name field here on the alert. Then so we see the name as Sylvie.
So, every time you are updating some code in Notepad or using JavaScript file means you have to update the text editor also. So you have to every time you go, so then only if it is save and publish, your code gets reflected. Okay. So Tamal is just doing coding in Visual Studio Code, and again, see, he is copy and pasting that code in text editor. Okay, so don't forget those things. Either you can use Visual Studio Code or Visual Studio for doing code.
And refresh the font. Sometimes you have to refresh 2 or 3 times to
Yes.
the Sylvie got to the field. Then we move on to the lookup. Lookup field is a little bit different.
So for lookup field, there are the three main things are very important. For you have to get the GUID name and entity name.
Paste the code, save and publish. Press form. Here you get the array like entity type, ID, and name. Right. The name was Kevin Martin, and the ID is UID of the record. The entity type is contact. So it's a lookup from contact. So the entity type is contact. So if we want that name from that means you have to get it from the first index of the array.
So here the ID is nothing but it is a global unique identifier. It is a 16-bit, that is 8444 12 format. Okay. So it is the unique identifier for a record.
So I hit the 0th index and dot. So I want to get the name.
Either you can get the ID or name or entity type in your lookup field. Okay.
So
So this is an array. You have to get it like that only. If you are getting the first record means that is within the square bracket 0. I hope everyone knows about array. Okay.
so it's in the form of array of objects. So you have to get it like that.
If if any of don't know about a array of objects means just to go through it first. What is array of object in JavaScript?
It's not yet published. So
Sometimes you have to do the several times that publish one and several times you have to refresh those things. So just refresh and see your code, whether your code is got reflected in the debugger or not. If it is not reflected in the debugger means again you have to do the publish and again you have to refresh until the code got updated. Okay.
yes, we got that data right. The name was Kevin Martin and the entity type was contact. The name was Kevin Martin and the
Entity type is contact.
so it's from the contact.
So
It's a record.
so just hold on, Tamal. So if you are, what is that GUID ID means that you can see that in Tamil record itself, that Kevin Martin record itself, you can see that 6786. This is the GUID ID for this Kevin Martin record. Okay.
So it's the unique ID for each records.
Okay.
So
So every record have a unique ID. That is the GUID record.
okay. So we get that lookup values. So for setting the lookup, we have also do some customizations as like the array of objects type. So take a usually stable variable set contact as an empty array. Then first index is an object. I have to set the ID first. So I get the ID of the Alex Baker account. So get that ID. So I set the name Alex Baker.
So if you are going to set the lookup field means you have to give that ID, name, and the entity type. Okay.
I have the entity type is contact. So contact not set value. Set contact. You have to set the whole array in the set value. It's in the camel case. And save and publish. We can publish the page. Yes. As changed. And the record is Alex Baker now. Try this way, you can set the value to the lookup in JavaScript. Any questions in lookup field?
I think you guys get a doubt while you're doing some hands-on.
Yes. So let's move to the option set. So there are two values in option set. Can you guys tell what are like?
Yes or no?
No, in option set, have to set two things, right? One as a number and one as a text.
So when you are creating some new option set in your entity means you have to give the label name and item value, right? You guys
Yes, the value
got
is a
remember?
number and the label is a text.
Tamil, show it in the backend that
Okay.
label and item.
Okay, so I have a mode of contact, the field. So there's a label and value. For the email, I set the value as 1. For the phone call, I have set the value as 2. On the fax, I have set the value as 3. Right? So we have to use the value for getting and setting the values in form. So let's move to the JavaScript. So let's copy and paste in CRM.
So in offset set, if you are going to get the label means you have to use the get text. So if you are going to get the value of your offset set means you have to use get value.
So for setting the value, you have to use that value only. So get text is for showing the text field. So label. Yes, I use 3 and the label was facts. Facts and the value of is 3. So set the value for the option set. I gave it as 1. Text information. Refresh the form. It's not reflecting. Yes, it got reflected. And change from facts to the email. So the value of the label of 1 is email. So email got set into the mode of contact field.
So first you just create your simple JS and debug it and then go for get and set value for all the data.